All right, welcome back to the To Be Better podcast. We are the Chris's. We do question and answers, emails, and sometimes we simply talk shit. But first, a disclaimer.
We are not professionals.
No.
Everything that we speak on is opinions derived from experiences and outside knowledge we've gotten from other resources.
Mm-hmm.
If you get any value or something we said resonates with you, share this.
Yes, that's how we grow.
And if you're not subscribed, why not?
Yeah, that's a good question.
If you're not subscribed, you're going to miss out on this whole experience. That's the Chris's.
That is the Chris's.
Please leave a comment. Your comments are actually super dope to read. Knowing how that we've impacted you or your relationship, it just helps us continue to do what we're doing, and it shows that what we say works sometimes. And to submit a question or just to email us and say how we've helped or maybe constructive criticism, email us at tobebetterco@gmail.com.
The number 2.
The number 2. Emails will be read anonymously on this podcast, unless specified otherwise by the sender. So if you don't want us to put your story out there, tell us that.
Correct.
If you're going to send emails, please be as detailed as possible. If you give us a one-sided email about how your partner is the problem, that is all we will address.
Yeah, you will get a one-sided reply.
Yes. Nobody is perfect. Take accountability. Everybody can grow.
Whew, preach.
And we are giving unbiased, honest opinions. We are not yes men. So if you submit something to us, be prepared for an answer that you might not like getting. But we are going to give you a very honest, outside perspective.
Is that the full disclaimer?
Yeah.
Now to the episode. All right, guys, welcome back. We are doing another email. I think this actually gives us enough content for all of next week until we have to record the podcast on Thursday.
Right.
For Sunday.
I love that.
Me too, because
I like
we don't
being
have to do
prepared.
this again.
Yeah.
And it gives us time to backlog emails for next week.
It does.
It's like we're winning.
It's almost like we know what we're doing.
Getting lucky. I'll take that.
What?
I'm getting lucky.
What do you mean you're getting lucky?
I'm getting lucky. This has been... okay, let's be honest. I didn't think that we would ever get to the point where between the two of us, we have almost 300,000 subscribers. And I really didn't think that people would actually give a shit enough about what we have to say to be sending us emails trying to help the relationship. And I never thought that I'd be able to give my parents any kind of help when it comes to their shit either. So I guess I'm just winning. You can call it luck. You can call it whatever you want. I'm taking it. I'm taking the W. Good.
Hi there. I'm a big fan of you guys and would like to officially submit a question.
That's so crazy. I'm a big fan of us too. Sorry.
I love it. How would you make a double working household fair in these terms? My partner and I have some bumps in the road and making things feel fair. He wants me to be the womanly figure of the house. Well, if he wants to be the womanly figure of the house, he needs to be the leader of the house and
that's
provide.
That's how that works, yeah.
So you're not going to get something if you are not matching that energy. Mm-hmm. Just want to throw that out there. But I also work full time and am very tired. He mentions, why don't I make his lunch, laundry, etc.? And it's because I also work.
You should say, well, why don't you provide?
Yeah.
Crazy.
We try and split household chores. That's an area where we have made that is an area where we have made improvements. I feel like I would be more inclined to go the extra mile for his lunches, laundry, etc. if he took care of some other things that need done that I can't do being 7 months pregnant.
Even let's just remove the 7 months pregnant aspect from that and talk about that for a minute.
Right.
Let's be real. It's the whole reciprocation of energy. Mm-hmm. We've talked about that a lot over the last couple weeks.
Right.
And if you want your partner to do more, then you fucking do more and hope that they follow suit. And if they don't, then you have a conversation about it. This isn't a difficult thing. And everything that she said so far sounds like they both want traditional values, but the issue is she's working a full-time job.
Right.
So if you want your woman to make your lunch and you want her to cook and clean and do laundry and all the womanly duties at home, then you get to provide while she does all those things. And if you can't financially provide while she does all those things, you don't get to expect her to do those things.
Right.
That's called mommy duty. You can move the fuck back home for that.
Yeah. Like if that's something he truly wants, he'd be like, baby, quit your job. I'm going to pick up a second one.
Yeah, exactly. That's synchronicity. We are on it with that one because that's exactly where I was going. Get a second job, homeboy.
Yep. We're so connected. And because I don't know how, such as the oil in my car needs changed, my tire has been low for months. Things break around the house and it takes weeks or months for it to get fixed.
Sounds like you're calling maintenance in an apartment complex.
It really bothers me. I could never imagine my tire being low for months. Like, if I didn't tell you for a week, you'd be like, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, I would be pissed because you're going to ruin your tires.
Right. I don't want to nag or yell or harp on him, so I don't. Just nicely ask and then wait forever. I don't want him to ever feel inadequate, but I feel like my needs aren't being met in this area, so I don't really want to do the extra things he wants. No matter how you approach this situation, you could say it in the nicest way possible. There is no really polite way to say you aren't meeting my needs.
Him feeling inadequate
is a him
thing.
Yeah.
If you, this is why we do the report cards. This is why I actually call it the report card, because you know that your grades are indicative of your behavior. If you do something that requires you to get an F, or lack thereof for that matter, you don't do something and you get an F in that department, you did that. Take accountability. You can't be mad because your partner says, look, I'm unhappy with the way you're treating me.
Right.
Listen, empathize. Be like, damn, babe, I'm sorry I didn't realize that I was making you feel that way. I got you. I love you. I'm a fucking do better. I'm gonna do better. Tell me what you need, and then start implementing it. It's not hard. It's really, I understand it. Like, look, I get it. Nobody wants to fucking work when they come home. People want to relax. They want to play video games, watch TV together, cuddle on the couch, whatever the case may be. The last thing that they want to do is come home and continue to work. But the shit at home has to get done. And if you're both working, then you come home, you guys knock that out as quickly as you can, and then you get to spend time together. And if you like each other, that's your incentive. I like my woman. Let's get this shit done so that I can spend time with her. It's, you know what I mean?
Right.
Was that the whole email? Because you flipped it over.
Yeah, she just goes on to say, like, I need help. How do I communicate this?
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. Not blah, blah, blah. I don't remember what the rest of it is, so I'm filling it in with nonsense. So whenever I answer things like these, I'm so tired of repeating myself, like, if I were in this situation. So going forward, when I speak on things, it is purely what I would do in that position.
Are you telling me this or our listeners?
Listeners.
Okay.
Because I feel like you would already know that.
Right.
I would make a list. The things you want me to do and the things that haven't been done for months. You want me to make your lunch? Why is my tire still fucked up? It's 6 months later.
Yep.
You want me to do all your laundry? The light's been broken in the bathroom for 2 months. She didn't say that.
No, I know. Hypotheticals.
Right.
She needs her oil change. How about you want me to make your lunch? I'm 7 months pregnant and I'm riding around on a tire that's low and my oil hasn't been changed.
Yeah.
You want me to be the woman of the house while you be the man of the house? How about make sure that I'm safe?
Yeah.
That's a very real thing. A man's job is to protect first and foremost, provide and lead. You are failing as a protector because my vehicle is unsafe. You are failing as a provider because I have to work and you're expecting me to fucking baby you. And you can't lead. Because if you could lead, I'd have no problem doing all these things that you're asking me to do because you're showing me that you are effective at running our household. You got the money on lockdown. You got the vehicles taken care of. I don't have to ask you for shit. I will gladly make you your lunch. I'll tell you what, I'll even get up with you in the morning at 3:30 when you got to go to work and I'll make your lunch fresh. I'll even make you a little glass of orange juice. I'll hand squeeze that shit if that's what it takes. Because everything else in our lives is being met.
Right.
But see, you're just not doing that.
So she can't say it like that because he gets defensive quickly and constantly feels attacked.
Well,
so
sounds like I got a little bit of insecurity because I know I'm not holding my own weight. That's what that sounds like to me.
It does. I agree. But she's looking for a legit way to approach this.
Okay. So all sarcasm aside, because these kind of emails frustrate me.
Right.
You know, and I admit it. I'm a passionate person, and when we are talking about traditional values and I hear that a man wants that but is not holding his end of the bargain, it bothers me because it gives people who live in our relationships a very bad name.
Right.
That's why you get comments like what you got on TikTok a minute ago where the chick was like, I always thought traditional values was toxic as fuck, and now you're educating me and this is what I want. Because they can see that it works. And all of the people in the comments who live this life and it's healthy, they cheerlead us like you wouldn't believe. They're like, oh, I've been like this for 32 years with my man. Everything is amazing. He looks out for me. I'm his most important thing ever. And like, blah, 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 blah. Those relationships are healthy. Relationships are healthy. I swear I can talk. Apparently.
I think you're doing great.
Thanks for the support, babe. All right. All sarcasm aside, implement the check-ins. Watch the check-in video. There is a 51-minute video that explains everything that we know about communication in a very common tongue.
Right.
There's not a whole lot of big words. You're not going to need a dictionary to understand what the fuck we're talking about. It's going to lay it all out. Once you can implement the check-in, if you can find his communication style and start to talk to him in a non-threatening manner when he's not allowed to get defensive and give him that report card, that is a great place to start. In the event that you don't know his communication style and you say that he gets defensive easily and feels attacked, there could be an insecurity there, could be a guilt thing there, could be that trauma, could be a lot of things that makes him feel that way. It could be your communication style. If your communication style is you do this, you always do this, you never do this, it's going to create problems. That's also in the communication video. Explain all of that.
Yeah.
The way that you approach a situation is going to dictate the outcome. So if you say something along the lines of, I feel unsafe driving the vehicle when the tire pressure has been on for a month, I don't feel safe driving the vehicle anymore. I'm not going to drive it.
Right.
You're saying everything you need to say there. If you want me to feel safe and you want me to drive that car and you want me to continue to go to work, fix tire.
Right.
You don't have to say that. You can say, I don't feel safe driving the truck, and until it's fixed, I'm not driving the truck. I'm going to need your vehicle. I'm going to drive your car.
He's going to get that shit taken care of real quick.
You can drive the truck. Yeah. Yeah. And the oil needs to be changed too. And what happens if the engine seizes up and my water breaks? What happens if I'm driving on the interstate and the car overheats because there's not proper oil in it, and while I'm standing there waiting on a tow truck, my water breaks? I'm not driving the truck anymore. You can take the truck. I'll take your car.
You're getting aggressive again.
Am I?
You are.
I don't mean to. I don't.
I know.
I don't.
The more you speak, I can tell at points that are really starting to frustrate you because you're really starting to think on these things. Because I agreed with what you said at first. It's not safe. I don't want to drive it anymore. That's a good point. But then you went off and now I'm on the highway, my water breaks and the car's broken.
Right.
You're a piece of shit.
I really struggle with that.
I know. I'm not even trying to make fun of you.
I know.
I'm just trying to point it out.
I've asked you to do this. I've asked you to call me when I do this because I don't want to redo this episode. And I know that I do this. I know my brain.
Right.
I just didn't realize I was doing it just then. If I was in that position and you hit me with that, I would be like, damn, I am failing in every aspect of my life. I am failing as a father. I am failing as a husband. I am failing as a provider. Like, for me, that would be enough. That would be a huge eye opener for me. Obviously, not everybody's going to take that conversation the way that I would take that conversation.
Right.
And I need to be checked every once in a while. So thank you.
You're welcome.
How dare you do that? Raw. I downloaded that video off my TikTok so that I can repost it.
Rip away shirts.
Yeah. So funny.
No, I need you.
I know you do.
To get rip away shirts.
I don't want to do that.
So if I were approaching the situation, I would start it. It doesn't even have to be a check-in. Just like one morning, you guys are getting ready for work, or it's whatever. You guys are both after work. Sit down with him and be like, babe, like I've thought about it. You know, my car's it needs oil. The tire's been low for a while. I'm 7 months pregnant. Like I'm getting worried. Like if something happens to the car and I'm stranded, what do I do? Like, what if my water breaks?
Oh, now who's going to the water break comments?
Right. But you meant it in a super aggressive way. It has to be approached as
calm.
I'm having anxiety about this. I'm worried about this. Not, you didn't take care of my car. Now I'm on the side of the road. My water breaks. That's placing blame. You didn't take care of this. You're the reason I'm stranded.
Right. That's what I was trying to hint at without actually saying it, but apparently that just didn't work out. Oh, man.
I would approach it as a worry. It's an anxiety that you are having.
And that is the correct way to approach it.
And if he corrects it, pack him a lunch one day.
Yeah. Positive affirmations.
Right.
In the event that you hit that and he does it, babe, thank you so much. The truck or car or whatever rides so much better now that the tire's not low.
Right.
And like the oil light's not on anymore. I know that like even though I was only over by like 500 miles, I feel like the vehicle's super safe.
Thank you made me feel safe.
Yeah, you did the job, husband.
Like, pump him up.
Yep.
And if he does that and you do all the positive stuff, surprise him. Even though you're tired and you're exhausted and you're doing everything, he just took a right step.
Yep.
Pack him a lunch. I know it's going to be like an additional 30 minutes to your day. And you already have so much going on. if you want this to work, you also have to put yourself out.
I agree with that.
And you're going to make him a lunch and be like, damn, she made me a lunch because I took care of her car. What can I do now?
Mm-hmm. It's funny how that works.
Right.
I say it all the time that we're very simple creatures. A good man, when you give us any type of positive affirmation, we're like a puppy dog getting a treat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the videos on TikTok, happy guy.
Yeah.
That's me every time you tell me you're proud of me. It doesn't matter what it is. I shave my eyebrows and you're like, babe, your eyebrows look good with all that hair on there. Yeah, you didn't actually word it that way, but that's how I took it in my head when you said it. I'm like, that's right. My eyebrows ain't hairy. Like,
I love seeing your perspective on that. I was on my way out the door.
I know.
And I caught a glance of you and I was like, his face looks different. And I put my hand on the door handle. I was like, it's his eyebrows. And I just said it. I was like, your eyebrows look really good today, babe. And I was super frustrated. And then I just ranted about everything and then I complimented you.
So being that, I'm gonna use some older terminology here, and this is purely as a joke.
Okay.
But being that my eyebrows are always there, are they always on fleek as long as they're shaved? Should I start pointing them at like angry little? No, are you sure?
No, please don't. I really enjoy your face, and your eyebrows are like.
I need sleep.
The cherry on top of my cake.
This is the creme de la creme.
If you mess with your eyebrows, I couldn't take you seriously. No.
Apparently, most people can't take me seriously anyways because I have tattoos on my face. Get them, babe. Now who's getting aggressive?
This is going to sound really... this is going to sound really like conceited and... like I'm royal, but your face is here for me to look at. People can say what they want on the internet, but when I roll over in the morning and I see your face and like you're still sleeping, it warms my soul.
And you'll never have to worry about bushy eyebrows.
Right. Like,
wild.
I don't have to trim them for you. I don't have to pluck your eye. Like,
just my back hair.
Stop it. I didn't hear what you said. I just heard back hair. And I'm like, is he insulting my friends?
We're 15 minutes in. People are like, God, these people really need to just get off the
internet. This was demanded, guys.
Okay, let's get back on task. Now that we've laughed at each other and I'm super over my frustration of the whole scenario, I really do think that you need to talk to him. I think that you need to express it the way that she said, make it more about you and not about him so that he wants to do to make you feel better. Because I truly believe that at the heart of most men, they do want to do for their women. Mm-hmm. I know that there are bad men out there. There's bad women out there. I understand that. But I believe as a whole, a man wants to make his woman happy. Because otherwise, what's the point in being there? You know what I mean? Like, you guys, we don't need each other for anything other than sex and companionship. And sex apparently is a flooded market at this point in the world, and it can be had anywhere.
Right.
So you want companionship. And if you're with somebody for the companionship, make that companionship as dope as you can make it, because otherwise you're kind of wasting your time.
Yeah. I try every day to be an experience for you. That way you never want to leave.
You are definitely that.
I feel so validated. Thank you. So this doesn't say if they're married or not. Have you guys discussed? It sounds like they want a traditional relationship, like you said.
It does sound that way.
Have you guys sat down and discussed what a traditional relationship means to you?
And define it.
Right. Because if he thinks what he is doing is enough and wants you to be a traditional woman, like he legit might think that that is okay to ask for. Like he doesn't think he's asking for anything out of the realm. Have that discussion.
Did it say how old they were?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't even say how long they've been together for.
Gotcha.
Have him lay out his expectations. And after he lays out his expectations, say, I'm willing to do that for you, only if you meet my expectations. And lay out your expectations. And if he has an issue with any of it, say, why would I be willing to do this for you and appease you and make your life easier if you don't care that mine's not going to get easier?
That was pretty aggressive.
Was that aggressive?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I didn't feel aggressive. Well, was it me pushing on the thing?
It was just the way that it was worded. So
I was thinking really, really hard on what I wanted to say.
It's valid, and it would definitely work that way. I think that if you laid it out like that and said, this is what you want, you've defined what you want as traditional values. Mm-hmm. Let's assume, let's just assume for simplicity that he thinks that what they currently have and everything that's in the house is her job, regardless of if they're working or not. And he believes that's a woman's job. Mm-hmm. He doesn't know any better. Let's assume they're young, because it sounds like they're kind of young. Let's assume that he thinks that that's a normal thing and that that's acceptable. If they haven't had a conversation about it, and for her to be like, hey, this is not okay, he may think that this is normal and feels like she's not doing enough because what he believes to be the norm is not being met. So in that aspect, the conversation absolutely should happen. And if you say to him, I want traditional values, what does that look like to you? And he lays it out and it's exactly what this is, then you know that's the case. And in that scenario, go, okay, here's what you're doing and here's what I'm doing. I need you to help me because I'm working.
Right.
And if I'm working full time, I can't do all of these things for you, even though I want to. I would love to take care of you the way that you want me to take care of you, but I don't have enough time in the day to do that.
Right.
So let's make this work, because otherwise I'm never going to get to spend time with you, and I want to spend time with you. So in that scenario, it'd be like, okay, these are the jobs. These are everything that has to be done in the house, everything that has to be done outside of the house. This is where we have our expectations laid out, and lay out all of the jobs, and then be like, I'm going to do this, 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 and this. If you do this, 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 and this, that leaves this. Let's divide these jobs evenly, and then we can come home, get them done, and that gives us a whole bunch of free time to hang out together. We can be young again. We can be intimate again. We can have lustful conversations. We can do it on the couch, whatever it is that you want to do. I mean, you're 7 months pregnant. You're probably not trying to do that, but oh, you know what? That also is a very good point. Is this your first kid?
It sounds like it, yeah.
Because if this is your first kid, your entire world is about to change, and there is nothing that anyone can say or do that is going to prepare you for how much your world is about to change. So you think things are difficult now and that you don't have a whole lot of free time. When that baby comes into the world, all of that free time is gone. Not to mention postpartum depression and like that is going to create a whole lot of problems all on its own. And there are women out there who get lucky that don't experience it, but for the most part, the first year of a baby being born is a fucking nightmare for everyone. And if you make it through that year, postpartum depression goes away and you guys fall into your groove, great. But the next year of your life is about to be a whole experience. And as somebody who has kids and somebody who has kids, I can tell you I've experienced it. You're not going to enjoy this next year. You're going to be lack of sleep. You're going to find out how much he's willing to participate in terms of raising the child. You're going to find out what that postpartum depression is going to feel like. And that, you know, that's an ugliness. That is a ugliness. And as a man, you never experienced that. So you need to get him on YouTube, and he needs to understand what postpartum depression is, because when I first heard that shit, when Stacy had Jade, I was like, it's just depression. Get over it. Like, what's the problem? Why are you going through this? I know now because I've done the research, like how bad that is for you guys. We will never experience that. We don't carry a child. I'm going to say something really controversial right now. Yeah. Men don't have a bond to their children the way that women do. That's why men are able to leave the way that they are.
Right.
We will never have that bond. We love our kids. We will protect them. We'll die for them. But we will never have that same bond that you have with your kids because you carried them.
Right.
You grew that life inside of you. We will never know what that is like. The closest thing that we've done is grew that seed and played around for a little bit to get it out of our body.
Right.
Everything beyond that point, you know, you guys are the incubation chamber while all of that comes into fruition. You get to experience all of that, the kicks, the hunger, the cravings. We don't get to experience any of that. I mean, I experienced cravings when Stacy was pregnant with Jade, but I ate all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah.
Really weird, like pickles with ranch on them and mayo and like pickles wrapped in cheese and potatoes wrapped in red ranch sauce. Dude, it's just weird as shit. Like,
oh, yeah.
Pickles that had like hot dogs in them, and it's fucking weird. Weird food cravings. I didn't think that was a thing either.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, you can't experience food cravings for somebody else. It doesn't exist. I was 17 years old. Fuck do I know? Everything at 17. I know it all. I did not.
Yeah.
I was not Google. I don't know. I would like to say that I really hope that you guys can get this shit resolved before the baby's born.
It has to be resolved before the baby's born, because if y'all don't work through this, it's only going to get worse and you guys are going to grow apart.
Yeah, this next year is going to be real hard. You got any mom advice? Because about what they're about to go through? Because, I mean, you kind of went through a lot of that shit.
Fix things now. A baby's not going to make things better. Your life is not going to be rainbows and sunshines and cute baby Instagram photos. It's going to be getting shit on.
Yeah.
Babies throwing up in your face.
On you, in your mouth. It does happen.
Waking up every hour at night. When I had my son, he was awake. Once we took him home, he was awake every 30 to 40 minutes at night. And then we had our daughter, and she, oh my gosh, she slept 9 hours.
It's too bad she doesn't do that now.
No, she doesn't. But she was such an easy baby. Easy babies are hard kids, and hard babies are easy kids. You guys are not going to have the time to sit down and have conversations and figure things out. You're going to be stressed. You're going to be exhausted. You are going to be working and raising a child, a newborn. If you're breastfeeding, that's a whole other bar. Oh God, I hated breastfeeding. I felt like I had, okay, I might get a lot of hate for this. I did not enjoy breastfeeding. I hated it. I hated every aspect of it. I hated how sore I got. I hated feeling full. Every time I would release the milk, it was like lightning moving down, and there was a very sharp pain before the milk released every single time. And there was a point where my daughter was cluster feeding. So I would sit there and breastfeed for 6 or 7 hours out of my day because she would feed and then fall asleep for 5 minutes. And then she'd wake up and then she would feed and then fall asleep for 5 minutes and wake up and feed. It was just nonstop. And it got to the point to where I felt like I had a parasite just leeching off of me.
Well, I mean, we are parasites as
right.
a species. Technically, we are. By definition, we are parasites.
But like my mental health was bad.
Yeah.
And it's just, motherhood's not easy.
If you're going to make him look up postpartum depression, you should also do some research on breastfeeding.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole lot of health benefits. I know that some women can't, but like, do the research on that, guys.
Yeah.
The amount of benefits that come from actually being able to do that, regardless if it feels like lightning's coming out of your boob, like it is beneficial to the child to do that. Yeah, it's healthy. There's antibodies, the whole nine. There's a whole lot that goes into that. Do the research, guys. Make sure that you have these conversations before that baby is born. You need to get all of this figured out now, because if you wait, you're not, like she said, you're not going to have the time to have these conversations later, and they're going to be arguments. You're going to scream and fight. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a whole lot of stress and depression involved, and like it's going to be a very different conversation in 2 months than it is if you have it now.
Mm-hmm. I think that needs to be part of the conversation as well.
Absolutely.
Like, this is, we either figure this out now, or our relationship is going to get worse after we have this kid. And I'm saying that from experience.
Right.
If I would have worked through the shit with my ex before we had our child, that first year of having a newborn would have been so much easier.
Yep. This is why we do these conversations.
Yeah.
It really is why we do this, because we've lived these experiences. Mm-hmm. We've learned a lot in doing the things that we've done, and we're able to share this shit to people. So
right.
I don't have anything else on this. I know that there was a lot of laughter, and we kind of been fucking around in this email. Mm-hmm. But in seriousness, we've given you the information. Watch the check-in video.
Yeah.
It's 51 minutes. There's a lot of really good information in there that's going to help you communicate with him. And then, for the love of God, have him look up postpartum depression, watch videos on it so that he can understand what you're about to go through. Because if he doesn't understand and you actually go through postpartum depression the way that some people go through it, because it can be really, really bad, there's going to be a whole lot of problems there. I got nothing else. You got anything else?
No. The postpartum depression is a really big thing. I had it bad, and I had it for about 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Like, y'all think shit's hard now.
You're making it sound like such a pleasant experience, babe.
It's not. I don't care what anybody says. There are women out there who think pregnancy is amazing. They love that whole experience. I've had a miscarriage. I had my son 12 weeks early. My daughter was a scheduled C-section, and I wasn't able to eat for 18 hours because they kept having emergency C-sections or the doctor was taking too long. I did not enjoy pregnancy. I lost 40 pounds when I was pregnant with my daughter because I had such a strong food aversion. Water would make me vomit.
Well,
fuck pregnancy.
Tell us how you really feel, babe.
And then, like that first year, you're going to have fun moments. You know, like the first laugh or first tooth coming in or the first steps. Like a lot of dope things are going to happen.
You really put teething into that category as dope?
Not teething. Seeing that first tooth, seeing a baby's first tooth is like, oh my God, you're developing. Like, you're evolving. Teething is not fun. I hated teething. Oh, can't wait till they're 10.
Because when Jade was little, so my oldest daughter's, she was born in 99. She's at 24 now, 23. Yeah.
Yeah, 23. My sister's 23.
So, yeah, well, I mean, your sister and my daughter went to school together. When Jade was little, I used to always tell her, I can't wait until you can tell Daddy you love him and you can talk. I was so ready for that moment. And then when she started talking in my head, I'd be like, God, I wish you'd just shut the fuck up.
It doesn't stop. It never ends. It's always, mommy, mommy.
And you'd be looking at him.
Right.
And they'd be like, mommy. And I'm fucking looking at you, dude. What?
And I was like that. I was like, I can't wait. You can talk and we can have conversations and you can tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah. Instead of just crying.
And now it's, I saw a red truck. Oh, I saw the red truck too. Mommy, I saw a red truck. I saw a red truck. A truck. Mom, it's red. You see the red truck? I acknowledged you. we had a conversation about it. You don't have to keep repeating it. The truck is gone. It's been 5 minutes. Like,
yep.
Oh, it's fun. I love my kids. Just, it's a rocky beginning.
That needs to be a button. Mommy.
No.
Are you sure? I think you would enjoy that.
Oh, I wouldn't.
I'll get Grayson to come and record it, and I'll just hit the button for you whenever you're.
He would have so much fun doing that. I'd be like, okay, push it again so it stops.
Oh man. Do you got anything else on this?
I could just keep going about how being a mom is like one of the greatest things, but also one of the most infuriating things I've ever experienced.
I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
So I'm laughing. My eyes are watering. I'm sure that other people that watch this are going to relate. They're probably going to be people that flame you in the comments. But
oh, I don't care.
I really don't either.
I'm a great mom. My kids are happy. They can speak. They can count. Sylvana's reading. Like... They have everything they want. They're spoiled.
You know what's really awesome is that you actually run and play on the playground. Like we actually play tag and soccer and like climb the monkey bars and do all that shit with the kids.
Yeah.
And we don't ever see anybody else doing that at the park.
Oh yeah, they're always on their phone, drinking their Starbucks, doing their mom gossip. Yeah. I don't care what Jenny did. Go play with your kid.
It makes me feel good to know that I'm as old as I am and I'm in the shape that I am and I'm able to run and jump and play with the kids.
We get a little winded, but
yeah.
But we do
I don't have the energy the kids have. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But I'm also, 200 times heavier than they are.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more to move my big ass around. But I have no problem jumping off of slides and climbing up them in monkey bars and pull-ups and all that fun stuff too. Yeah. So I would like to do a couple of questions that I saved in my phone.
Okay.
Do you want to do them on this or you want to just do another thing?
Let's do on the next thing.
Okay. See you guys later.
Bye.